Please excuse my lack of face and hair looking like a state, because I literally just thought of a topic to talk about and I can't be asked to go and put makeup on. Let's get into it, let's get into it, let's get into it, let's get into it. It seems to just be this like universally accepted thing that talking to yourself makes you crazy. Like, first sign of insanity, you talk to yourself. And usually like you see people in the street who talk to themselves and you're like, oh my God, okay. Honestly though, I feel like talking to yourself actually has a really bad rep. Like, I think it needs more credit. Just did a quick googly and boom! It has been described as the first sign of madness, but talking to yourself may actually be good for you. Scientists have found exercising your inner voice can improve self-control and reduce impulsive behavior. Swish, swish. I've started doing it like a good few months ago now, and it helps. It actually helps. I mean, like, pick your moments with it, obviously. Like, you know, when you're just, I don't know, on the tube or on the train, there's like people around you and whatnot. You're not gonna start bursting out into song about your breakfast. I was going through a time where I just could not catch a break. Like, everything was just going wrong, and like it was one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. And every single time I was just crushed and decrepit on the floor. And I was like, just stop, make it stop. So I think talking to myself kind of came as, it started out of just pure necessity. No one is going to make me feel better except myself. I remember it so clearly. I was sitting in the car, and you know, things had just popped off at home. Like, you know, I was going through problems with my family. I was going through problems setting up my business. I had no money. I kept getting myself into debt for stupid reasons, just from being disorganized and being like a lastminute.com person, being lazy. And, you know, I was trying to shed the skin of my old self. I was trying to transcend. I was trying to grow. I was trying to better myself. And it was hard. It was so hard because I was just kept doing the same things and kept making the same mistakes. I was so frustrated with myself, and I felt like no one was with me. Everyone was against me. The universe wasn't on my side. Like, I just felt like no one had my back. And so I remember I was just sitting in the car and I started screaming. I was like bawling my eyes out, literally screaming. I was like banging on the steering wheel and I was like, for God's sake! But by that point, I'd kind of started to notice that this was becoming a pattern. Like, things would go wrong. I would lose a few days in just the fog and the haze of feeling like crap. I thought to myself, this is wasting so much time. Like, I just want to skip the feeling like crap part and, you know, just pull myself up by the bootstraps and get on with it, because like, this is life. Like, this is how life works. There's always gonna be some struggle or some feeling of upset that comes your way. And I just wanted to be able to deal with it better. Looking back, it was actually really funny because like, I went from screaming and then it was literally like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde moment, because all of a sudden there was just a shift and I switched. I just went from to well, I must have looked crazy to anyone who might have been watching, but then I kind of like took a deep breath and I was like, started the car, I was driving around my area and I was just weeping and telling myself, talking to myself, saying all of these self-soothing things. And I was literally just going back and forth, literally talking to myself. This always happens. This always keeps happening. No one understands me. I'm just gonna keep on making the same mistakes. Yeah, but you knew it was gonna be hard. You knew that it was gonna happen like this. You knew that you would have to keep pulling yourself up again. I just keep falling for the same traps. I thought that it would be easier than this, and it's hard because no one gets me. Rome wasn't built in a day. You just have to keep going and don't give up. Change is hard. I know. I'm just a silly sausage. And so on and so forth. Honestly, I can't tell you how much that helped. Talking out loud and actually saying out loud my problems to myself and then giving myself a response. Like, not only did it get out all the emotions that I was feeling, but it felt good to be there for me. And it's like, you know, a lot of my friends comment on this because I'm so good when dealing with other people's problems, but when it comes to my own, I suck. They constantly say to me, like, what would you say to yourself if you had these problems? And, you know, when you look at it from that perspective, it kind of creates distance between you and your issue, and you're not so identified with it, and you can actually comment like you would to a friend who was going through something similar. We got to give ourselves that love. We got to give ourselves that understanding. Because if you don't, who else is gonna? Be in your feelings and explore them with yourself. Be the person that you wish was there for you. We're our own worst critic, and sometimes we can be so mean to ourselves. And I think just kind of shifting that and thinking, you know, I need to make myself feel better. Like, no one else is gonna say the things or even know what things to say that are gonna help. And I don't mean blowing smoke and sunshine up your ass, because you have to be real. And that's what I said. I was like, Perry, you know that you have these problems. You know that you have these weaknesses. Are you gonna just switch and change overnight? Like, that's a fair comment. And I was just thinking to myself, like, damn, girl, you talk so much sense. So there you have it, folks. Petition to normalize talking to yourself. How I do it even when I'm not sad. I literally just chat absolute ball sacks. I literally, like, I'll be in the kitchen and I'll just be singing some stupid ass song to myself. I'll laugh and then snort at my own stupidity and then be like, oh, Perry, you're so funny. And I'm just like, if people could hear this. Anyway, don't judge me, okay? Because I promise I'm normal, but just, you know. Okay, see you.